The Louvre, France's cultural monument spanning 9,000 years of history. Today, the world's largest museum is starting afresh with a new director. His mission, to restore its luster after an embarrassing jewelry heist.
There aren't any bars. Most windows are accessible. It's reckless.
Security failures, fraud, aging infrastructure, the list of challenges goes on.
There's a major rift between the Louvre staff and the management. They won't listen.
Angry staff have multiplied strike actions, affecting thousands of visitors.
We're here especially from New York to visit Paris for one day. We cannot go inside.
How can the Louvre satisfy 9 million tourists every year, ease social tensions, and protect its priceless treasures?
This is the balcony the burglars broke into. They parked their truck right here. You see, they've put bars on that window, just that one. Look around, the rest are like Swiss cheese. No bars anywhere else. Every window is accessible. That's reckless.
5 months after the heist, this security expert is baffled. His experience in the field is unusual.
My name is David Desclos. I was once a criminal. I spent 10 years in prison. I specialized in disabling alarm systems.
This former burglar knows the Louvre well. He recorded a podcast here in 2020, which takes on a different meaning today.
Vous écoutez Les Enquêtes du Louvre, le podcast qui mêle art et crime au cœur du plus célèbre musée du monde.
On the day of the recording, David Desclos took a selfie and filmed the Apollo Gallery.
Si on m'avait dit que je viendrais faire une émission ici au Louvre, franchement.
In this very room, 2 centuries earlier, one of the world's largest diamonds had already been stolen.
Le Régent.
Ça devait être des bandits chevronnés.
David Desclos, ex-cambrioleur.
At the time, he was surprised to see the real crown jewels, not replicas, displayed near poorly protected windows. He insists he warned museum staff.
I described exactly what happened 5 years later, word for word, and they told me, Mr. Desclos, we're not in a movie, it would take some nerve to do that. Well, they had the nerve and they did it.
On the 19th of October, the unthinkable occurred. Burglars broke in through a window. Right under the noses of security guards and tourists, they smashed the glass cases and grabbed the jewels. In 3 minutes 52 seconds, they vanished with an estimated 88 million euros. Christian Galani and Gary Guillot have worked at the Louvre for around 20 years. They say the problem lies with management.
There are 2 areas in the museum that lack proper video surveillance, including the Sully wing and around 60% of its rooms. That figure should have set alarm bells ringing. And in the Richelieu wing, it's 75%. So yes, it's high time things improved.
The Louvre declined our requests for an interview. 3 days after the robbery, the museum's then president, Laurence Descartes, testified at the French Senate.
The security system in place in the Apollo Gallery worked exactly as intended. The real question is whether it was designed for this new type of attack, with methods that had simply not been anticipated.
She promised 100 additional surveillance cameras and a police station on site. But for David Desclos, that's not enough. The man who once robbed 30 banks and jewelry shops spots further weaknesses at the Louvre.
Breaking in through the roof of the Louvre would be child's play. Here we can see the Paris roof runners known as the gutter cats. But the teams I know are professional burglars, people who are virtually impossible to catch.
We showed his expertise to a police officer.
He's absolutely right. There are genuine commandos capable of deploying quickly and in large numbers. That's why some sensitive sites have installed barbed wire along their rooftops. But the Louvre is a listed monument, you know. You can't just add anything to it.
The Louvre is a historic monument like no other, practically a city in itself. 20 kilometers of galleries, 400 rooms, more than 600,000 works of art. So many risks to manage, and just as many wonders drawing visitors from around the globe. Without filming permission, we shoot discreetly.
Oh my gosh.
Sandra Castañeda has come all the way from San Francisco with 22 members of her family. A dream trip to Paris.
It's a little bit surreal just because it's something that I grew up kind of learning in school. So I think just being here kind of just makes me feel like I'm actually touching history.
This was on top of my list, coming from California on an 11-hour flight. It's amazing, and I'm just glad that I could do this with my family.
On their list, the Mona Lisa, still as popular as ever. The apartments of Napoleon III, and the Apollo Gallery, the scene of the robbery, currently closed for the investigation.
We were kind of interested to see like how it happened or like where it happened, and we still thought it was going to be open, like to see some stuff. I wish I would have seen it.
That day, several other rooms were closed too for renovation work. For the past 15 years, the Louvre has suffered numerous water leaks, weak beams, and that's not all. This art historian has obtained internal documents revealing serious structural problems.
These photos come from a document presented to the Louvre unions on January 15th. This one is particularly striking. You can clearly see the corrosion in the museum's pipes. It's quite alarming. You also have portable heaters in the Louvre offices. Those are dangerous. 2 of my sources have told me that a fire started in a union office.
We've been warning about the aging building and outdated technical systems for years. Security has been the focus lately because of the robbery, but that's far from the only issue.
Colleagues regularly report burst pipes. And in some cases, sewage has even splashed onto staff.
Faced with such poor working conditions, unions have staged repeated strikes since mid-December. This is one of the largest social conflicts in the museum's history, with more than €2 million in lost revenue and thousands of disappointed tourists.
I just asked the girl over there, and she just told me that it's closed, it's closed, it's closed.
We are here especially from New York to visit Paris for one day.
So it was really devastating because they should have informed earlier. Maybe, we could have planned something else.
Tensions, security concerns, structural problems, a string of setbacks that could wipe the smile off anyone's face. Last year, though, the French president announced a major renovation project worth more than €1 billion.
The Louvre will be reimagined, restored and expanded, becoming the true epicenter of art history for our country and beyond.
Plans include revamping the eastern wing of the museum, a new entrance to the colonnade, and a new gallery dedicated entirely to the Mona Lisa. But the expansion project, too, is controversial.
Creating underground galleries when the site lies so close to the Seine and is vulnerable to flooding is not wise. Secondly, the huge construction work could damage the colonnade, one of the most beautiful places in Paris. We should preserve it, not damage it. And thirdly, it's far too expensive. We don't have that kind of money.
This comes as the museum's revenue was drained by €10 million through a massive scam. The same tickets were used multiple times by different people for 10 years. Police say the fraud could have been prevented.
It seems the Louvre's management focused more on attracting visitors and sponsors than on having a proper security system and trained staff. They could have introduced digital ticketing, even facial recognition, just like Disneyland in France, that use similar systems.
No high-tech tickets here, but entrance fees have soared for non-European visitors, like Sandra and her family from California.
22 euros would obviously be better than paying 33, and we came with 22 people, so, that's kind of a lot.
The measure is set to bring the Louvre an extra 20 million euros a year, much needed cash that could help improve the visitor experience.
What's over here? Maybe this way? What way? Oh, this way? Okay, we're going back, guys. I'm lost.
Finding your way around 70,000 square meters of galleries isn't easy.
You gotta really walk up a lot of stairs. They don't have a lot of parking areas for strollers. They make you just take them everywhere through the stairs, or there's one elevator with a long line. And it's very hard to locate everything around here.
And the hurdles don't stop there.
This is the toilet. It kind of took us a while to find it. There is no changing tables here for the baby. We do have a 2-year-old. He just still isn't potty trained, so he needs to get changed. I think that's been really hard for us also.
Stakes are high for the Louvre as the number of tourists keep growing. Renovation work will take at least 5 years, but will it be enough for the world's largest museum not to get swallowed by its own success?